Hello everybody, I'm Jimmy Fantastic and this is my guide to Amazons, the new team out for Season 8. Very exciting. So without further ado, let's get into the players. This is a variation. This is a starting team you could use. It's got 2 rerolls, a thrower, an apothecary. I don't recommend it actually, but this shows all the players off. So Amazons, they're a really strong team on tabletop, really strong in like a tabletop league, a local league. They're good at low TV. They're good in NAF tabletop events. They're good in like a redraft environment. At high TV in the Blood Bowl 3 ladder, they will obviously fall off at high TV because their strength is, as you can see, all of this dodge. And when everybody gets multiple Mighty Blow tacklers, they fall off a bit. But at low TV, they are absolutely top team. So let's have a look at their players. They've got a bit of a shake up with the new addition. So they've got these blitzers, which is kind of a combination of the cat. It's more like the catcher really. They've got the movement 7 from the old catchers. Got strength 3, edge 3 plus, PA 5 plus. It's obviously a big old nerf. AV 8 plus. So they, most Amazons are AV 8 plus with dodge. That's their like defining feature. So they are brittle, right? They're super strong, but they are brittle. They can always get unlucky and get tons of players removed. But when they don't, when they don't get knocked over and don't get removed, oh my god, are they annoying to play against? This is actually really this is pretty cool about them. They've got dodge, of course. They've got jump up, which is a niche, cool skill. It's never really that good, but sometimes it's good. Very nice for free. You'd obviously rather start with block, right? If these guys could start with block, oh my god. But they don't. But this is their new unique skill for Amazons, hit and run. Just for the blitzers, the Piranha Warrior blitzers. And after they make a block as part of a block or a blitz, if it's still standing, the player can move 1 free square, ignoring tackle zones, but it can't be marked by an opposition player or be marking one, so you can't move next to a player on the floor. So that's just really good. It's actually really good, this skill. Probably underrated by people when it first came out. People who've played Amazons on other online formats or tabletop realize how good hit and run is. It's really, really, really strong. Also lets them one turn. Is a very niche thing. It makes them better at one turning, but just over the course of the game, it's just a great skill to have. So they are expensive. They're 90k for these players, so you're paying 40k for jump up and hit and run and movement, but the movement is really good, so I think they're worth it probably just for the movement, right? When it comes to skilling them up, you've got to choose between block or wrestle. Now I actually don't have experience myself of using the new Amazons, but it's going to be down to personal preference. You're going to want at least 1 block. Some people take a second, some people take a wrestler, some people take a second block. I'm probably going to take one of each and then find out which one I like and probably go with block. But if you go wrestle, then you can go wrestle tackle, wrestle strip ball. You can go frenzy and make your own custom witch elf with the wrestle jump up and frenzy and stuff. They also get agility, so you can take sidestep on them, which is obviously great. Not much else. Maybe another defensive to go with your blocker. And you can also go sprint, maybe sure feet. I think what I'd go with is stats. Try and make one super blitzer is how I'd be building them in progression. Double movement, edge up, maybe even AV ups, right? AV ups are great for Amazons. 10k for AV up, and AV 8 plus to 9 plus is a huge difference. So lots of options there for blitzers, but the stars of the show are the blockers. I've no idea why these blockers are so good. Right? Strength 4 is like as strong as a Chaos Warrior. For some reason, these players are, just a base ostensibly human is strength 4. That is wild. Movement 6 as well, strength 4, edge 3 plus, PA 5 plus, and AV 9 plus. So Carla Von Kill, the star player, is basically, these are almost as good as her instantly. And after 6 SP, after they're just going to get block and blodge, right? Like, after 6 SPP, they're better. not I was going to say they're as good. They're better because they've got defensive. Like, they are crazy players. Unbelievably powerful, 110k. You have to have 2 of these in your team. Whatever you do, you have to have 2 of these. These are the stars of the show. And like all Amazons, they've got dodge, and then they have defensive as well. So at 1000 TV, the defensive isn't good, obviously, because people don't have guard at 1000 TV. In NAF style, guard is critical, so switching that off with defensive is incredible. And then, of course, just in general, like min-maxing, redrafting, the defensive gets better and better because it's just really hard for people to hit them because they can't get guards on them. They're also your only player with strength access. So as far as general goes, you're going to go block, of course, because it's brilliant. You're going to probably you can maybe take tackle, right? You could maybe take tackle, but you're going to want block and guard with it being strength 4. You can also go like tackle and mighty blow. It's an option, but I'd go block guard generally, and then mighty blow, and then stand firm, and then once you've got stand firm, once you've got block guard, mighty blow, stand firm, that leaves you 2 skills, double AV up, and now they're like unbelievably tough. So yeah, they're pretty incredible, pretty incredible players, the blockers. I guess we can go with the thrower here. The thrower is actually surprisingly good. I wouldn't normally take it in a starting team, but its stats are similar to a lineman: movement 6, strength 3, edge 3+, PA 3+, AV 8+, 30k more than a lineman for the upgrade. Looks good, doesn't it, with a snake on it? Very nice. It's got dodge, and it's got 3 skills, so you're paying 10k for each of these. Safe pass is unfortunately useless. You might as well forget that it's got safe pass. Pass is fine for quick scores, right? Amazons do struggle a bit. They always historically struggle with quick scores, and now, even though they've got the movement 7 blitzers, they're still struggling with quick scores, right? So having pass helps distribute the ball, and on the ball lets them get a free catch attempt at the ball sometimes and gets them nearer the ball. So both of these things help with a quick score. So a thrower is the sort of thing you can have later in development, and it just gives, it just smooths out. Like, often with Amazons, you'll be able to base them up. They're struggling to hit you because you've got dodge, they're not knocking you over, you're getting hits back, etc., and then you're going to be left with, they'll score on turn 5 or turn 6. You're left with a 2 or 3 turn attempt. Having that thrower does smooth out that attempt, even though it's not a sure hands. Well, if I had sure hands instead of safe pass, it would be one of the best throws in the game. But just having it as something there that you are going to have multiple chances to score 2 or 3 turns, touchdowns, and having the thrower does help that a little bit. Passing wise, he's got passing access, could take leader. That's a good one. You could also take accurate stuff. I don't think I'd go that far. I don't think I'd build that far into it. I think I'd want a generalist player, so I'd still want like leader and block. Yeah, and sure hands, right? So there's 3 skills there you can take: block, sure hands, leader, and then AV. AV up is a great skill for Amazons. But if you're just trying to min-max, then you'd want more. You'd just want an extra lineman instead. If you're keeping the TV low, this is basically the star of the team. Movement 6, strength 3, edge 3, PA 4, AV 8+, dodge. It's like a professional hobgoblin. What Amazons are. They're a hobgoblin with dodge. It's pretty great. 50k TV, very TV efficient. And then you've got primary generals. So you can take block or wrestle or dirty player. You could also random these depending on the format. Of course, Season 7, the Blood Bowl 3 ladder didn't give you a discount for random primaries, but if you're playing somewhere that does give that discount, then just randoming primaries is, randoming general is really good. You get dirty player, you get block, you get kick, you get wrestle, you get tackle, you get sure hands. You get a bunch of skills that are pretty decent for cheaper. If I don't know whether it's going to be cheaper in Season 8 or not, also it could be in the future, right? People could be looking at this in the future. I still get comments from old videos. So if you get a discount for random primaries, then it's well worth randoming primaries, and you can just sack them because a rookie player is so good. And similarly, if you're not getting the discount for generals, but you are getting the discount for strength, then randoming guard or mighty blow is pretty good. Even stand firm isn't bad, right? But you'd really want block as soon as possible after getting one of these three. Really, only the guard is good for 20k on its own. But if you get a mighty blow or stand firm, you want to then rush to block as soon as possible, and you can just take plus AV, right? Because that's the glaring weakness of the Amazons is the AV. So yeah, that is a starting roster. This showed all of the players, right? This showed all of the positionals. An apothecary, 2 rerolls, 12 players, 2 rerolls with no block is obviously very, very dodgy. So I actually wouldn't recommend that. I would recommend this roster, which is 3 rerolls. You get 3 dedicated fans, and you just go Linewomen and 2 blitzers, 2 blockers. I think this is the best way. I guess maybe you could start with 11 players and 4 rerolls. The problem is you can't drop rerolls at any point. So whatever you take in your starting build of rerolls, you can't ever go below. So this is in Blood Bowl 3. Redraft, you could start with 4, I guess, and then cut them in redraft if you're playing in redraft format. But yeah, like that is the problem. You've got no block, right? So you're a bit like Chaos in that your blocks are a bit dodgy with not having any block whatsoever. So yeah, that's the starting team. It's actually one of the default templates as well. They've actually got a good template there, which is nice. And then if you're playing in something like the Blood Bowl 3 ladder, this is what you could maybe get at about 1750 TV. I'm going to keep these at 1750 TV when I'm doing the guides. I did the first guides with 1750 TV because that was the cap. Now, it's going to be different, obviously, in different seasons, the cap, whether there's a cap or not, whether the cap is really high or really low. But 1750 is like a high TV team anyway, right? So like this is applicable to different formats anyway. So yeah, you can see this is exactly what I said, right? You've got a block here, and then an AV up, wrestler, tackler. You've got a guard. Like you'd have to imagine this is random, right? If it's not random, I'm not sure I'd pay the extra, but maybe. So yeah, random a guard, then block, then AV up. Sneaky get dirty player, of course. I should have mentioned that on the lineman. You definitely want a sneaky get dirty player. It's the best combination in Blood Bowl. So you for sure want. So yeah, if you're randoming the dirty player, then you choose the sneaky git. If you're not random anything, then you probably just choose sneaky git first and then choose dirty player. So yeah, you definitely want critical to get a sneaky get dirty player in progression. And then yeah, I've got this block, sure hands, thrower. Didn't even bother with leader. So yeah, that does help for the quick score. And yeah, here's the monster blockers. AV ups, tackle, mighty blow, stand firm. AV up on this one. I would take a lot of AV up if they live to that skill. Like it's not something that you're planning for. It's just you complete your player, and then once your player's complete, any extra skills, any extra SPPs go into AV up. So like this is fine if you just have a block lineman. You don't want anything else on that block linewoman. So you just wait and wait and wait, and if they randomly survive to AV up, they take AV. So yeah, a Rackle Blitzer there, and then this is the star of the show. Movement 9, Edge 2+, block, sprint, sidestep. So that's an incredible one-turner, right? Natural one-turner. It'll blitz whatever's on the LOS, and then hit and run away, so it can just score against anything. I guess you could give it Juggernaut instead of sidestep, but I thought of that after I'd made the team and it was 1750, and I thought, I can't be bothered to sack everything and give it Juggernaut. But if you gave it Juggernaut, it would be really, really incredible one-turner, right? Because you could just hit anything, stand firm, whatever, push it, and then hit and run away and score. Like you'd have to dodge through the back line still, but yeah, that would be very good for one turning, and just in general play, right? Having a movement 9 out of 2+ play is really strong, really, really strong. So that's them at high TV. I definitely didn't forget about inducements, so let's splice that in. Yeah, so as far as Amazons go with inducements, The kegs are really nice, right, because they've got AV8 plus, so they are susceptible to getting a few players KO'd, like a lot of players KO'd. So you can actually get a lot of value from kegs. So yeah, always a keg if you've got 50k. If you've got 100k, you could go double kegs. You could go an apothecary, or maybe a bribe. That would be very situational. Which one you would go for in those situations? Never cheerleaders, assistant coaches only if you've got 20 or 40. Wizard pretty much always, but again it would depend what you're playing, right? If you're playing orcs or something, maybe you do want the keg and the apo instead. I'd lean towards always getting a wizard if you can, but if you're playing loads of mighty blow or something, maybe you would prioritize staying alive. Or if you think there's a big skill gap in coaching, then protecting your team, or in a league. So yeah, there are situations to go with those things. Bias ref generally not going to bother with. And Bugman, Rick Reckers loves Joseph Bugman. PC thought about it. I'm not sold on Bugman. I feel like I'd rather just have 2 babes than this guy, but he's an option. But yeah, it doesn't appeal to me. As far as star players go, they get Lustrian Super League and All World Alliance. Is it All World Alliance? Whatever it's called, the All World one. Yeah, so we've got Anki Panky, star player Saurus. He's pretty good, right? Movement 7, Strength 4, AV 10 plus, rubbish agility and PA, but he's got block, he's got grab, and he's got stand firm. So he's a pretty good roadblock. He did lose guard though, right? He used to be Silly Billy with guard. He's lost guard. He's still a strong player. Dribble and Drool are incredible. You pay 190k for both of these. These are pretty overpowered because one of them is Sneaky Get Dirty player. And Anki Panky's ability is he can reroll the block dice once a game, which is pretty good, right? A free reroll if he ever double skulls, or if you really, really need a POW. What's super powerful about Dribble and Drool is, first of all, they're both skinks. So that's 120 straight away, right? Then they've got Dirty Player, Sneaky Git. That's 60. So, basically, they're already like costing you 10k more for stab. So you're getting stab for 10k, and then you're getting these 2 players. They're just skinks. So they're great value anyway. And then their ability is, if they're next to each other, or no, if they're both marking the same one, so they have got to be next to each other, but they've both got to be marking the same player, they get a +1 to the injury on the stab or the foul. So that's almost making Dribble DP +2, right? And it'll help Drill stab sometimes, but mostly it's helping Dribble if he had DP +2, that would be insane, right? And he almost gets it, so yeah, they're really good. And plus they're skinks on an Amazon team, which is really nice. Glottal Stop, 270. He's very expensive, but he's really cool. Movement 6, Strength 6, AV 10 plus. He's got Frenzy. He's got Mighty Blow. And he's got Pile Drive, which he'll never use. He's got a tail because he's a Croxigo. And rather than Bonehead, he's got Animal Savagery. But, so that looks bad, right? Especially for 270. Animal Savagery is a really bad nega trade, especially when you're killing Amazons. But the Primal Savagery, once per game, he lashes out an opposition player rather than a teammate when he fails an Animal Savagery roll. So, that's incredible, isn't it? It's just unbelievable. You could maybe chain push him next to somebody and then activate him and just kill them, right? So that is so good that basically the first Animal Savagery that you fail is a massive win as long as you're next to an opponent. So really interesting trying to get the best out of him. There's a lot of play in him trying to get the best out of him. Now, unfortunately, he is 270 TV, which is a lot. He's very expensive. So I'm not sure I'd ever take him, because I could just be getting Mighty Zug and a keg, right? That's the main problem with Glottal Stop, is that he's not Zug. So we might as well skip to Zug here. Zug is incredible, 220. He's only movement 4, but he's strength 5 with block, Mighty Blow. He's just super good, right? Crushing Blow, he gets an extra +1 once per game. So yeah, Zug is great. So Zug and a Babe is probably going to trump not Babe, sorry, Keg nowadays. Probably going to trump Glottlestop, but Glottlestop is really cool. I'd like to play around with him and see how good he is. And then we've got Grombrindal, the White Dwarf. I don't think this guy's good at all. Some people like him. I think he's way overcosted for what he brings to the table. His ability is decent, but I just don't think it's good enough. So yeah, I would never take him. Carla Von Kill is interesting. Like, she's movement 6, strength 4, AV 9+, got blodge, so brings more blodge to the table. Got jump up. I guess she was the inspiration for Amazon blockers, right? And blitzers a bit. She's a bit like both, right? She's got movement 6, strength 4, the AV 9+, and then has the jump up. So maybe Carla was the inspiration for the new zone positionals. Really good, really solid player, but doesn't do anything kind of special, right? Like, whereas Dribble and Drool can make loads of casualties, and Mighty Zug, strength 5, really strong. It's really weird. Carla and Anki Panky are in a weird spot because they're very similar, but I don't really know what the niche of either is and why you should take either. But there would be times when, you just want another strength 4 blodger, right? A strength 4 blodger is really strong. Helmut Wolf is a chainsaw, and I don't like chainsaws. His ability is pretty decent, but I really don't like the chainsaw. No, that's a hard pass from me. Morgan Thorg is obviously incredible. If he's not banned, then he's usually a good take if you're down this much TV. He's absolutely monster player for 380 TV. Mighty Blow +2 is unbelievable. His special ability wouldn't be used with Amazons, but he's movement 6, strength 6, AV 11+. He's a great player. So there you go. There's the stars. Well, the inducements, all of the inducements for Amazons. And one of their main things is how good they are in tabletop style, NAF style, Arena. We've got Arena back for another season. I'm not sure I'm allowed to show you the details of Lustria Arena yet, but this is a typical standard build for tabletop. 1150 6 skills. They are almost always tier 1 because everyone accepts Amazons and being one of the absolute best teams, along with Undead mostly. So yeah, this is a standard build. Apothecary, 4 rerolls, 13 players. So you've got loads of rerolls to do stuff, go for the push for the win. You could also go 14 players, and then you'd have a bit more durability, but a bit more fouling as well with 14 players. And then blocks on Linewomen, guard on the blockers, because guard in NAF style is super duper important. And then some people go block and wrestle, some people go to block. I'd try block and wrestle first and see how much I like it. I'm not sure about that, but yeah, there you go. There's the Arena style build, Arena/NAF tabletop build, and that is the guide. So there you go. I'm very excited to see these next season, see what the next season of Arena brings, and anything else this season. I can't show you the rest of that yet, but I will make a video as soon as I can on season 8. So there you go. Thanks for watching, everybody. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe, and stay fantastic.